As you can read in your program, my name is Dave Backman. I'm the territory manager for Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. Been with DAC about 3 years, fed DAC for about 15 years. Prior to working for DAC, I owned a marketing company for 25 years. Just so happens that DAC was one of my customers. So after I sold the company and did a few other things here and there after selling it and kind of semi-retired, my wife said, "Get a job." And Randy called me and offered me the job. I should have sold my company 25 years ago. I love what I'm doing. But I still have that knowledge of what I had when I owned a marketing company. And we learned this earlier this year when I spoke at some of Katie's DAC days, that it's kind of valuable information to you, okay? So I see if I can run this clicker. So we're gonna call it optimizing opportunities. The thing that we have lucky with DAC, and I'm confident to say, and I can't say it in public, but I don't consider this public, we have the absolute best products to sell of anybody in the equine industry, okay? That makes our job actually pretty dang easy, okay? We don't have to make an excuse for any product. We don't have to wonder if a product will work if we prescribe the right product. We have a team behind us, I do, you do, that is absolutely amazing, okay? That's a pretty robust package to buy into as a dealership, okay? If you contact Dr. Cubitt, she will contact you if she doesn't answer her phone right away. That's pretty amazing in itself if you think about it. For example, I fed Purina feed for quite a few years when I did the Wells Fargo Stagecoach thing, okay? I love Purina feed. Try calling the scientist at Purina and see if they can answer a question for you, okay? It's not gonna happen. The way we're structured is totally unique and it works. Okay? As I said, for 25 years, that's what I did, is marketed show horses and breeding horses and equine-related products. If you leave here today with nothing else, remember this. If you have to discredit your competitors to earn business, you're not very good at business. Okay? With the product line we have and the backing that we have, you should never have to discredit another competitor to earn somebody's business. And think about it. You as a customer, if you go somewhere and all they do is tell you how bad everybody else is, do you really want to buy from them? Okay? Because what are they going to say about you when you walk away? Okay? Oops, wrong button. Big question I have here today, these are two words that are thrown around all the time. What is the difference between advertising and marketing? Okay, they are very different, but it seems like a lot of people use them in the same sentence or in switch of one or the other, but there is a distinct difference. Advertising is simply creating a given piece to draw attention to a given audience, okay? Here's some examples of what that may be. It may be an advertisement, a catalog, a brochure, a mailer, postcards, TV media. Right now, today, social media. We have some dealers in attendance here today that sell an amazing amount of product right from their phone on social media, okay? Because that's where their customer base is. Okay? So those are different ways that we can advertise. Things to consider when you're planning ad material. I tried to make this cool with a lot of pictures, but it's really hard to when you have to cover these kind of points. Who is your audience? That's very important when you're planning an ad. I see people in here that I used to do ads for, and I would always ask people, who do you want to read this ad? Because it makes a difference. What is the circulation of the publication that you have? And the big thing is, what do you want to tell them? Okay? Will this publication hit your target audience? Okay? These are all questions you need the answers to before you spend money on an ad. Shotgun advertising, like advertising in the local paper just because the advertising person called you and said, run an ad. So you run an ad every week saying, hi, I'm Sally, I'm a DAC dealer, has very low return on investment. Why? Because we all get the paper, you see that ad every week, you say, oh yeah, there's Sally, and you keep just paging past it. Okay? Don't tell everybody everything that you want to tell them in the ad. That's a mistake a lot of new people want to do in marketing. They want to tell them everything because they're so excited. Give them a reason to contact you. Use the correct logos and product photos. Okay? That's very important for your credibility, and it's very important for the DAC company in itself. Because of NASC, we can get in trouble if the correct products and correct logos are not used. Make sure you use the NASC logo on all your DAC advertising. That's one big thing that separates us from everybody else. Don't make claims in your advertising. Instead, provide information and educate. There are plenty of other supplement companies that run ads and make big claims. Let them do it. What is some of our taglines? Get results, feeding champions since 1983. We can show them pictures and evidence. If we want, we can show them science to prove it. We don't need to make big claims. What does DAC have in place for you to help you with advertising? The official logos that are used for DAC. We have something internal called the cloud where it holds all of our stuff. Your territory manager can get you any of the DAC logos you need to use. Okay? We have professional shot product photos. So you don't have to prop a bag up next to your toaster and take a picture of a bag. We have professional pictures of every product. We have an annual catalog. You can base a lot of your advertising off the information that you see in the catalog. We have regular educational seminars, webinars with Dr. Cubitt all the time. Talk to your territory manager about when them are. You can log in and watch them online, or you can call in and listen to them on the phone. Not only you as a dealer can call in, but your customers can call in. If you want your customers to be more educated and understand things, get them on the phone with Dr. Cubitt. Okay? Big thing is work with your territory manager. I myself, and I think I can speak for all territory managers, you don't work for us. Okay? We work for you. Okay? If you're not doing your job, that's your choice. You're not going to sell a whole lot. RJ's not going to get mad at you. If I'm not doing my job for you, RJ's going to have a problem with me. Okay? We work for you. So use your territory managers. If what you're asking for from a territory manager to help you advertise and market, they can't do, they will find somebody that can help you. Okay? That's our job. Here's some recent ads from some of my dealers. So different types of ads. The first one, he was setting up at a local event. He ran this small little ad with the correct photos in it, correct verbiage, in a local paper so that they knew that he was going to be there. It had a feature about the sale in it. What is the important thing? Showing some good product pictures, the NAS logo, the fact that he's an authorized dealer, his name. The next one, this is when things get a little different. If you're going to start using photos of horses, make sure they represent what you want to convey. This one is a dealer. He ran his own ad That is his horse that he raised, fit on DAC, and sold for very good money at a local sale. Okay? 2 more ads. If you notice, sometimes the horse's name is there, but I don't spell out this horse eats and 4 ounces of this and 2 ounces of that. If I just place the products at the bottom, we know what he ate. How many people here know this horse on the far right, Roberto Cavalli? Okay, he's a Morgan horse. In that picture, yes, he's a little easy on the back. That's how he was made as a 2-year-old, okay? That's just how he is. But he is 19 years old in that picture, okay? You walk into that barn and that horse don't look a bit past 8, 9 years old. RJ was there and seen him. The reason we did this ad is we ran it in a Morgan sale catalog. That person that stands as stud is a DAC dealer. Everybody in the Morgan industry knows who Roberto Cavalli is, and he looks amazing. Wrong button, Dave. 2 more ads. The far left ad is an ad where that dealer focused on showcasing a customer of theirs. You want to make a customer feel good that is buying product from you? Showcase them in the ad. Let everybody know what they've done. Okay? It'll still get you business. The next ad, not a whole lot said there, right? With a photo like that, I don't have to. Okay? Try to pick apart a hair on that horse. Okay? He's fit as can be. Just get results. Marketing involves everything we do, okay? It involves everything from the way we conduct business, from the time somebody approaches you and you reach out and shake their hand, okay? It has everything to do. It has everything to do with how you answer the phone, how you do business, okay? You don't need to be fancy. Clean and organized is free. I can't stress that enough. Okay? Sometimes you see these big fancy booths and you think, oh, I can't afford that. You don't need to. Be clean and organized. That goes a long ways. Take, for example, when you check into a hotel. I'm past the point, I don't care how fancy it is, but I want it to be clean. Do you have a DAC meeting every year? That's free marketing for you. Us territory managers will order pizza, we'll put on a meeting. Very, very free to do. Very good way for you to increase your revenue. Do you have booths at local events? Whether they're sales or whatever. Do you sponsor things in your local area? They don't necessarily need to be equine related if the people seeing it are your customers. If all your customers that you deal with in your local area are in a bowling league, sponsor a bowling team. Okay? Get your logo out on all them bowling shirts. Okay? Work with your territory manager. My territory is pretty lucky. Andy's territory, I guarantee you're lucky. He's been at this so long. He's done it, he's tried it, he knows what works. Work with your territory manager. We talked about meetings. Here's a couple meetings I've done. One of them is a simple breakfast that we do at a horse sale. I don't put on a DAC presentation. We have DAC catalogs there. That dealer runs a little bit of a sale. I'm there to ask any questions. There's a line of horses behind them all fit on DAC that they can see, and we feed them biscuits and gravy in the morning. The next meeting is a meeting that RJ and I recently did in southern Indiana. It got a little out of hand. That was a big meeting, 320 people there. Okay? If you want to have a meeting, talk to your territory manager. They're not hard to put together. Booths. Am I going to run into somebody here that this is their booth? She's not here? That is an incredible boost. Why is it an incredible boost? For a couple reasons. You can walk through that booth. The product is laid out in a logical way. It's all easy to see. That booth is clean, well lit. Okay? It's not fancy, it's very organized. Okay? If you were to have a chair in that room or in that booth, what kind of chair would you want? An executive chair. It doesn't have to be a DAC one because I'm not buying you one. But you want a tall chair or stool. Why is that? If you walk into a booth and somebody's slouched down in a hammock chair, how does it feel when you approach them? Like they don't really want to talk to you. And I'll bring up another pet peeve. If you have a booth at an event, of course you're going to have to eat during the day. Don't do it in your booth. Okay? Excuse yourself, put a string across your booth, leave your booth, go eat, come back. No one wants to walk up to you scarfing down a plate of nachos. Okay? Just doesn't work. Okay? What's that? So that's a very nice booth. Here's another booth. Not fancy, it's in the back of a trailer, but look how organized and clean it is. If that dealer set up a table right outside that door, those people can walk right in there and look at all the product. Okay? Like I said, clean and organized is free. We talked about an inviting booth, walk through if possible. Logical layout for products. Did you advertise that you're going to be at the event? I'm telling you, after years of going to events, don't count on the fact that there's traffic walking past your booth that you're going to do business. Make sure they know you're going to be there, whether that's social media or an ad in the show program, whatever. Make sure they know you're going to be there. If you want to offer them something to come and see you, that's your opportunity to do that. Do you have the proper signage? All of you are your own business. So I've got Woodruff Harness here. He's an official DAC dealer. Well, I know when you go to his booth, it's Woodruff Harness, but there's a DAC sign there. Okay? They know who he is. Okay? Some of us don't have full harness businesses like that. We're horse people and we sell DAC on the side. But it's very important to track your sales. I don't mean at the end of Saturday night you go, man, I got $350. That's not a way to gauge an event. Know what you sold, how much you sold, who you sold it to, how to get a hold of that person, make sure they can get a hold of you. Because the key to business, if you want to grow your business, turn every customer into a client. Do we know the difference? Customers, that someone that walks through a big store, buys something, walks out, may never come back again. I want everybody that does business with me to come back. I want me to be the person that takes care of what they need. And with DAC, that's what you need to be. One thing that I've noticed when you're going into booths, make sure the pricing is clear on the product. Now, some people tag all their products. That's very nice. That's a very honest way of doing it. One thing that I found that I think is kind of shady. You got somebody in a booth, they've got a little folder there, and you say, hey, what's the price on the 20-pound Cool Gut? And they go, $123. I don't know what it is. I feel a little uneasy. Are they telling me the truth? Is that the same price they told the last guy? If I'm going to have a price list, have two of them. When a person comes up, say here, and have one right there, and go over it with them. The way you make it so they don't take them with you, laminate them. And then be able to have a price list so they can look at it. Okay? Easiest way is to tag those products. Never badmouth another company. We already talked about that, but it's so easy to do. Last week I had somebody call me up and said, hey, I'm using such and such product. And I said, yeah. And they said, it's complete junk. Well, I know the product. I know it's junk. Okay? I could have easily said, oh yeah, that stuff's junk. Instead, I told the person, I said, hey, listen, I'm not going to badmouth anybody else's product, but I'll tell you about my product I have for that problem and what's good about our product. Any one of our products, we can do that up against anything and outdo any competitor. Talked about tracking your sales. Be a resource, not a salesperson. If you think about your DAC business, we're teachers and we're problem solvers. Okay? The product sells itself. Once you solve the problem, they're going to buy it. It's not like car salesmen, right? We all need a car, but we all don't need a new car. So when you go into a car dealer, that's why they're vultures. Okay? And they're trying to sell you. Okay? And again, I say it every time, but work with your territory manager. Does anybody have any questions or comments or snide remarks? I got thick skin. If you think, yeah, go ahead.
So that booth that you were showing, I don't know how many years ago we had somebody in here talking about setting up a booth. Why isn't that chair in front of the booth?
Well, here's a pet peeve for me. If you walk up to a booth, if they run a table across the whole booth, oh, he said, why isn't there a chair up in front of the booth? Okay? And that's a lot of times our tendency. Okay? But if I especially if I put a table across the front of the booth, set some chairs behind it, or sit right up at the front of the booth, people's natural reaction is they're not going to walk in. They're not going to walk past you because they're scared you're going to say something to them. Okay? If you're going to have a chair in the booth, be midway back in the booth. At the DAC booth at Congress, where are your chairs, RJ? Towards the back wall. So if he's got to sit down for a while, he can sit down, but he's still at eye level. If you walk up to him and he's still sitting, number one, I know RJ, he's going to stand up and shake your hand. But even if he didn't, he's at your eye level. Okay? But don't try to hinder them from coming into the booth. A lot of people, when they set up at sales, they seem to want to run a row of tables, put tablecloths on them, stack all their product behind them, and sit at the table. Well, this is not a product that we sit there and say, yeah, I'll take 4 of those and 2 of those and supersize that. It's not how it works. We need to talk to people about the product. They need to touch it, feel it, look at it, sometimes smell it. Okay? So let them in your booth. Anything else? Yes? Did you hear that, everybody? He's... Yeah. What he's basically saying, he's gone to set up booths for years, and everybody says, how did you sell so much? The other people were just sitting in their chair, waiting for somebody to come and do business with them. Someone come in their booth, they'd say, you finding everything all right? Yeah, I guess so. Okay? So, having a booth is a lot of work. Be on your feet. You don't even have to approach somebody and say, is there anything I can help you with? How was your day today? Okay? Hey, don't I know you from such and such, if you actually think you know them? Hey, how is your daughter doing in softball this year? When I sold my company, the first thing I did is I went and managed a Harley-Davidson dealership. I sold more Harley-Davidsons talking about their kids than I did talking about motorcycles. Okay? People do business with people they like. Period. Price is a very small indicator of why somebody does business. And I'm cheap, and I can tell you that's fact. Okay? I'll give you a perfect example. I have a dealer in Shipshewana that I gave an award to today. He's been at it 4 years, and I think he sold $90-some thousand worth of DAC this year. He lives in Shipshewana, Indiana. From his house, in 10 minutes, I can beat 5 other dealers that are cheaper than him. Okay? Why is he selling so much? He don't put it on sale. He's not even a salesman. I couldn't pay him $10,000 to come up here and talk to you for 2 seconds. What is it? People like him. Okay? He's not trying to sell the product. He has horses standing in the barn that are proof of what the product does. He's an educator. Most customers that come to him automatically say, hey, I've got a horse with this. What can I do? You've got to be the same way in your business now. Right? You don't have to put product on sale at events. She's been at it long enough. One of the top dealers in DAC also. People come to her and say, hey, I've got a problem with a horse. They trust her. Okay? When we turn somebody from a customer to a client, there's a level of trust that is built. That's how you market yourself. Okay? We're good. Thank you.